6:15 a.m., August 6th, 1940. A white flash. Bright like. The sun just got buffed a few levels. It wasn't a sunrise. It was the border between two worlds. Before and after. Under that light, a mother chopping vegetables. A student tying her hair. A barber wiping his scissors. In just a few seconds, nothing would be the same. You know that feeling when you're eating breakfast and the power suddenly cuts out? Yeah, this was kind of like that, except the version no one ever wants to experience. And if you're thinking, why start so heavy? Exactly. I want you sitting up straight from the first minute. Survivors have said the most haunting part wasn't the sound of the blast. It was the blinding white light. And then, absolute silence. Human shadows burned onto walls like negative photographs. Streets warped. Trees charred down to skeletons. Steel twisted like instant noodles, left too long in boiling water. If you're picturing an apocalyptic movie with slow motion, no, there's no slow-mo, just flash and reality punching you in the face. It's like accidentally hitting Shift+Delete on your most important folder. Except this was real life. No recycle bin to restore from. People running to find family. People disoriented. People injured. Without understanding how, because it happened too fast. To understand why that flash was so intense, we have to rewind more than half a century. Back to classrooms and chalkboards. And one legendary formula, EMC2. 3 characters as big as that physics poster you had in school. It means a little mass or a lot of energy. Like taking a speck of dust, and it explodes like an entire warehouse of fireworks. Turns out physics also has its own one-punch knockout. Many scientists looked at that formula and went, if we can control this energy, this could get really powerful. But at the time, no one acted much until Adolf Hitler walked onto the stage of history. The 1930s, Europe in chaos, fascist regimes rising, Jewish scientists fleeing. In the middle of that, 2 men, Leo Szilard and Albert Einstein, worried that the Nazis might try to extract this terrifying energy and turn it into a weapon. In 1939, Szilard wrote a letter. Einstein signed it, and they sent it to U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The summary was basically, "Hello, Mr. President. There's a way to make an extremely powerful weapon using nuclear fission. If Germany builds it first, we're screwed. Please pay attention." Basically, the historical version of, hey, this thing is dangerous. Please follow up ASAP. Then, that letter was humanity's first urgent email. And thankfully, it didn't end up in spam. Roosevelt read it and responded in the most politician way possible. Let's form a committee to investigate. But then the war spread. Hitler took Poland, then France. The world fell into chaos. Meanwhile, scientists discovered something crucial. Uranium can trigger a chain reaction. If enough purified uranium is compressed the right way, it releases energy exponentially. Put simply, you push one domino, it knocks down a whole row. That row collapses the entire room. Only problem, these dominoes are atomic energy. And if one domino is off, boom, room gone. Finally, in 1942, the US decided, we need to act. We need to beat Germany. We need to move fast. A project was launched with a name straight out of an action movie. The Manhattan Project. This team pulled together over 120,000 people across the US. High-end science plus unlimited money plus insane speed. They didn't just build labs. They built an entire secret national system with 3 main sites: Oak Ridge, Hanford, and Los Alamos. Imagine starting a project, but not an app, not a startup. A project to build the most dangerous thing humans had ever dreamed of. That was the Manhattan Project. 120,000 people. Billions of dollars in today's money. 3 secret cities that didn't appear on any map. And all of this running while regular Americans were like, hey, what are they building over there? Secret stuff. Top secret wasn't some cute sticker. Say the wrong thing, and you'd lose your job faster than a neutron decays. In Tennessee, they built Oak Ridge, the place that handled uranium. You gotta understand, natural uranium has 2 isotopes, U-235 and U-238. And only U-235 can trigger a strong chain reaction. Easy analogy. U-235 equals the one that gets angry super easily. U-238 equals the bro calm down one. But in nature, U-235 is incredibly rare. Which is why Oak Ridge ran thousands of massive machines to separate them. The machines ran non-stop, day and night. Electricity consumption? About the same as an entire city. Picture it like this. It's like using a water filter. But the goal is to filter thousands of tons of uranium just to extract the tiny, hot-tempered part. If a machine sounded irritated, nope, that wasn't irritation. That was real heat, real stress, real danger. If Oak Ridge produced uranium, then Hanford, in Washington State, produced plutonium. And plutonium was what powered the implosion design, the one used for the Fat Man bomb. At Hanford, they built the first nuclear reactors in human history. Heat, radiation, cooling water, every part of it was an unprecedented challenge. Workers had to handle activated fuel, load uranium rods that had been blasted with neutrons, and extract plutonium using toxic chemicals. The scientists split into 2 camps. Gun type, slam 2 pieces of uranium together really fast. Boom, implosion. In the end, the pressure of the war. The fear Germany might finish first, and decisions from Congress pushed everything forward. By July 1945, everything was ready. The entire project now waited for one thing: Trinity, the first nuclear test in human history. They built a tall tower, placed the plutonium bomb on top, ran wires, set up cameras, then backed way off. It was like setting up for a live stream, except if it failed, the whole crew goes boom. And nobody's donating to this live stream. Night falls. A light breeze. The scientists feared two things. It wouldn't explode. Embarrassment for the entire world. It would explode too strongly. Goodbye, world. They even debated whether the blast could ignite the atmosphere. Good news. It didn't. A white flash brighter than the sun. A shock wave rolling across the desert. A fireball rising. If you've watched the footage, it looks like a tiny sun, the test version. On July 25th, President Truman signed the order to drop the bomb. Hiroshima was the first target on the list. Nagasaki was the second. The world was about to enter an era no one had ever imagined. This chapter doesn't come with jokes, not even from me. 6 a.m., August 6, 1945. A B-29 Enola Gay took off from Tinian Island. The crew was told, this mission will help end the war. But nothing beyond that. This was the kind of task where, go do it. Don't ask many questions. A mission that was both secret and crushing. In the air, they saw Hiroshima below, a peaceful city. Students going to school, merchants opening their shops, workers heading to their jobs. A morning as beautiful as any other. It's really hard to tell this part without feeling the weight. 8:15. The bomb was released. It fell for 43 seconds. 43 seconds. Shorter than the time you spend looking for the TV remote. A white flash. Temperature over 3,000 degrees. A shockwave ripping across the entire city. Buildings within a 1.6 kilometer radius disappeared. Not burned slowly, but vaporized. More than 70,000 people died instantly. Tens of thousands more were severely injured. No joke fits here, so I'll stay quiet. Survivors recalled, I saw a flash like a needle stabbing my eyes. Only 3 days after Hiroshima, August 9th, 1945, the second bomb was being prepared. The world was still trying to comprehend the first explosion when the second one was already on its way. The plane carrying Fat Man headed for Kokura, but the city was covered in clouds and thick smoke. The crew couldn't see the target. One of the rare moments in history where weather saved a city. After 3 passes, they were forced to switch to the secondary target, Nagasaki. Fat Man was stronger than Little Boy. About 40,000 people died instantly. Tens of thousands more died in the following weeks. On August 15th, Emperor Hirohito addressed the nation on the radio. It was the first time the Japanese people had ever heard his voice. He said Japan must endure the unendurable and accept surrender. World War II ended, but the real pain was just beginning. Hundreds of thousands were injured. Burns, torn skin, bodies collapsing from something medicine didn't understand yet. Radiation. Strange symptoms appeared. Hair falling out, internal bleeding, fever, wounds that wouldn't heal, death within days. Hibakusha, the survivors, suffered twice, their injuries and society's fear. People avoided them, thinking radiation was contagious. Fear was bigger than knowledge. For years, cancer, trauma, nightmares. There's no medicine for memories. The world was horrified when it realized the bomb's true power. Humanity understood it had opened a door without knowing what was behind it. Then came the debate. Was the bomb necessary? Supporters said, without it, the war drags on. An invasion of Japan could kill hundreds of thousands of Americans. Japan was preparing to fight to the last. Choose the less terrible option. Opponents said, hitting civilians is unacceptable. Japan might have been ready to surrender. The U.S. could have warned them with a demonstration. The real motive was to intimidate the USSR. Not exactly wrong, but not right either. Reality. There was no clean choice, only a less catastrophic one. And the bomb didn't end war. It opened a new one, the Cold War. The U.S. had a bomb. The Soviets needed one. Then the race began. Bigger bombs, farther missiles, scarier buttons. A game no one wanted to win, because winning was the end of the world.